So, do you think it'd be productive for bodybuilders to form a union? And I understand you were involved in something like that years ago. Can you tell me about that situation? What happened exactly with the union that you were trying to get involved with?
Um, do I think it'd be productive? Yeah, absolutely, especially years ago. And yes, I did put myself on the line to because I thought it was a good idea. It wasn't. Now, let me clarify, Led. It wasn't a union against the federation. It was for the athletes. Okay, there's a difference there. This wasn't some big coup attempt, and we're going in with pitchforks and torches, and we're taking over. Listen. If everybody was on the same page, you could put certain safeguards in place, certain minimums, things like that. I always think it was a good idea, and I was willing to put that out there. Unfortunately, it was not. I wouldn't say it wasn't well received by the athletes. The athletes seemed to love it. I had at the time 130 something emails of confirmation of this is something we should be looking at and doing and all that.
What year? What year was that, Bob?
Geez, I got to think it was around 2003, somewhere in that range. I just came off a successful year. Took second at the Night of the Champions. Took second at the Southwest Texas to Durham Charles. Qualified for the Olympia. I mean, things. Had big contracts and all that. And it was a great time. Unfortunately, the people at the top, bodybuilding's always been made up of the haves and the have-nots. Okay, so the guys at the top who were making big money at that time don't care. They're like, well, shit, I'm making good money. What do I care about some union thing? This and that. The guys at the bottom are the ones scrambling. All right, because they got nothing to lose. And the guys in the middle, well, you kind of go either way. They don't want to ruin anything because they think that might prevent them from, getting to the top. There could be some backlash or, whatever. Put them in a bad light, whatever. Ironically, I did try to put together, I did put together a meeting, which was at the Arnold, I believe it was that year. And I had, I think like 19, 20, 21 people showed up. Out of, God knows how many said they were going to come. But ironically, one of the biggest mouths out there at the time was your good friend Lee Priest.
My good friend.
Who was no stranger to, being Mr. Outspoken and this and that. And we need to do this and we need to do that. And, screw the establishment and all that. And guess who didn't show? Lee Priest. He couldn't have been less concerned. Didn't care, didn't show up, nothing. Nothing. That's why I lost a whole lot of respect for him at that point. Look at, you're going to go out there and you want to be a rabble rouser and you want to kind of, why wouldn't you support this? And the answer was he didn't care enough to support it. He just, that told me a whole lot about him. But after that, it became apparent that there wasn't enough interest from the bodybuilders themselves. They didn't want to put themselves on the line. A lot of the guys told me personally they were scared. They didn't want to get a backlash. They didn't want to, sponsoring supplement company, thought that was going to be in a bad light, that maybe they would drop them. So nothing ever happened.
It's crazy because Lee told us in the movie that were there about him that he was the one that was trying to start the union, but people didn't support him.
When was that? I would love to know when that is because, like I say, that's an all-out lie. That is a 100% mistruth. It's a complete lie. Like I say, not only did he never do that, which I never heard of. If he did, maybe he did it when he was, sleeping in the warehouse there in Australia. He had his opportunity, as did others. They had their opportunity. Listen, this was a generated. I wasn't doing this behind the scenes. This was out there in front. It was a generated email that I put out to see if anybody was interested in discussing putting together an association, a union, whatever you want to call it. Again, I didn't care because it wasn't against the IFBB. It wasn't against them. This wasn't, a thing where we were butting heads and, we'll tell you what, we ain't showing up then unless the price, it wasn't that type of a thing. I just wanted to see if there was any interest in getting everybody on the same page, which I think would have been in our best interest. It would have been, of course. But Lee was nowhere to be. He was there. He was, matter of fact, if memory serves, he was about 10 feet away from where the meeting room was, sitting on a table and wouldn't come in the room. That's a fact. And but there's a lot of stuff. I mean, we could do a whole nother segment on that fool because he puts out stuff that just he's got his own truth, okay, to that, which cracks me up because it's like, look, there is no your truth, okay? There's the truth, and then there's your opinion. All right? So there's a difference there, but he likes to cry foul and play the victim and all that stuff. And the bottom line is, that stuff's played out 1,000 times. He had his opportunities, and that was certainly one of them that he could have stood up, been a voice. He was a big name at that time. That could have been instrumental. Maybe getting other people on board, because you need big names to get on board for other people to feel safe and go, hey, he's doing it. Well, then I can do. What do I care? He's the one that's got more to lose than I do. Not only did he not support it, but like I say, at no point did he ever put himself out there other than for himself, and that's fine, But yeah, would it have been beneficial? Absolutely. Will it never happen? No.